Hello! Today we'll be talking about Dragonite, the first dragon-flying Pokemon. It's also the final evolution of Dratini, who evolves into Dragonair, who evolves at level 55. Its previous PYC dates are July 24th, 1996, May 15th, 1999, March 5th, 2002, December 24th, 2004, October 15th, 2007, August 5th, 2010, May 26th, 2013, March 16th, 2016, January 5th, 2019, and October 26th, 2021. As I mentioned yesterday and the day before, I love this Pokemon's entire evolutionary line, and I think they're a bit silly. I particularly love how different this Pokemon is with its pre-evolution, Dragonair. I most remember Dragonite as the mysterious Pokemon in Mystery at the Lighthouse, which is coincidentally the episode we'll be watching today, because it was hidden, and I never got Dragonite in my first playthrough of Pokemon Blue. I always assumed this was a Pokemon created by the anime that was added in Gen 2, but when I started this project, I learned that it was always a Gen 1 Pokemon. Anyway, let's read the Bulbapedia article. Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today we'll be talking about Dragonite, the dragon Pokemon whose number is 0149. This is what it looks like. Its type is Dragon Flying. Because this is our first Dragon Flying, you can see the dragon inside and the flying outside. Abilities, Inner Focus, and Multi-Scale is its hidden ability. Gender ratio is 50-50. Catch rate is 45 or 11.9%. Breeding is egg groups Water 1 and Dragon. Hatch time 40 cycles. Height 7'3" or 2.2 meters. Weight is 463 pounds or 210 kilograms. Base experience yield is 218 in the first 4 gens and 270 in 5+. Leveling rate is slow. EV yield is 3 and attack. Shape is that. Footprint is that. Pokedex color is brown and base friendship is 35. Dragonite is a dual-type dragon-flying pseudo-legendary Pokemon introduced in Gen 1. It evolves from Dragonair, starting at level 55. It is the final form of Dratini. Biology: Dragonite is a draconic bipedal reptilian Pokemon with light orange skin. It has large grayish-green eyes and a round snout with small nostrils. A pair of long, thin antennae sprout from the top of its head, with a small horn set between them. Its striated underbelly is cream-colored and extends from its neck to the tip of its long, tapering tail. It has thick arms and legs ending in 3 claws each. The leg joints are well-defined, while its arms have a smooth, rounded appearance. Dragonite's wings are small relative to its body, with teal wing membranes. You can see the skeleton of Dragonite in Pokemon Adventures. Despite its bulky build, Dragonite is capable of flying faster than the speed of sound, being able to circle the globe in 16 hours. A kind-hearted Pokemon with human-like intelligence, Dragonite shows signs of altruism. It is said to save humans from drowning and lead lost or foundering ships to safety. As demonstrated in Great Bowls of Fire, however, it will go on an uncontrollable destructive rampage if its environment is threatened. Dragonite will usually calm down and be satisfied after smashing down anything that has angered it to smithereens. It is known to engage in fierce battles with Kingdra whenever they meet. Dragonite has been referred to as the Sea Guardian and the Sea Incarnate. As such, there are many ships with figureheads decorated with Dragonite's look. Drayton stated in Thrash of the Titans that Dragonite's power is capable of affecting the weather. In Fiore, Dragonite used by Pokemon Rangers to travel to different areas in the region. This flying service is called the Dragonite Bus. I think it's supposed to say Dragonite are used by. Dragonite is very rare in the wild, typically living near the sea. Some claim that there is an island somewhere in the ocean that only Dragonite inhabit. As mentioned in Pokemon Sleep, Dragonite is known to sleep soundly while displaying its belly. This rare sight is said to be an exhausted Dragonite resting after flying over the vast seas. In Generation 2, Dragonite and its pre-evolved forms were the only known Pokemon capable of learning the move Outrage, but other Pokemon could still inherit it via breeding. Evolution: Dragonite evolves from Dragonair and is the final form of Dratini. So you got Dratini, Dragonair, Dragonite. Game data, NPC appearances, Pokemon Ranger. After the 6th mission, it is possible to use the Dragonite Bus. The Dragonite must be captured once, but afterwards it will fly the player to any of the Ranger bases. Pokedex entries: in Gen 1 in Pokemon Red and Blue, an extremely rarely seen marine Pokemon. Its intelligence is said to match that of humans. Yellow, it is said that this Pokemon lives somewhere in the sea, and that it flies. However, it is only a rumor. Stadium has intelligence on par with people. This Sea Guardian is said to be capable of flying around the globe in about 16 hours. In Gen 2 in Gold, It is said that this Pokemon constantly flies over the immense seas and rescues drowning people. Silver, this marine Pokemon, has an impressive build that lets it freely fly over raging seas without trouble. Crystal, it is said that somewhere in the ocean lies an island where these gather. Only they live there. For Stadium 2, if you have Pokemon Red, Silver, or Crystal inserted, you get the Gold entry. But if you have Pokemon Blue, Gold, or Yellow inserted, you get the Silver entry. In Gen 3, in Ruby and Sapphire, Dragonite is capable of circling the globe in just 16 hours. It is a kind-hearted Pokemon that leads lost and floundering ships in a storm to the safety of land. Emerald, it can circle the globe in just 16 hours. It is a kind-hearted Pokemon that leads lost and floundering ships in a storm to the safety of land. Fire Red, it can fly in spite of its big and bulky physique. It circles the globe in just 16 hours. Leaf Green, only a very few people ever see this Pokemon. Its intelligence is said to match that of humans. In Gen 4, in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, it is said to make its home somewhere in the sea. It guides crews of shipwrecks to shore. Heart Gold and Soul Silver are basically their Gold and Silver counterpart, but Pokemon is now the correct casing. The Gen 5 Pokedex entries are Diamond, Pearl, and Platinums. In Gen 6, X is Fire Red's entry. Y is Diamond, Pearl, Platinums, and Gen 5 entries. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are basically their Ruby and Sapphire counterpart, but Dragonite and Pokemon are the correct casing, and 16 is now the number 16 instead of the word 16. In Gen 7 in Sun, this Pokemon saved a shipwrecked man, taking him to a remote island, a paradise occupied solely by Dragonite. Moon, incur the wrath of this normally calm Pokemon at your peril, because it will smash everything to smithereens before it's satisfied. Ultra Sun, it flies over raging seas as if they were nothing. Observing this, a ship's captain dubbed this Pokemon the Sea Incarnate. Ultra Moon, you'll often hear tales of this kind-hearted Pokemon rescuing people, or Pokemon that are drowning. The Let's Go games are very similar to Yellow's, but slightly different, so I'll read it. It is said that this Pokemon lives somewhere in the sea, and that it flies, however these are only rumors. In Gen 8 in Sword, it's a kind-hearted Pokemon. If it spots a drowning person or Pokemon, Dragonite simply must help them. Shield, this Pokemon is known as the Sea Incarnate. Figureheads that resemble Dragonite decorate the bows of many ships. Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl are very similar to the Diamond Pearl counterpart, but slightly different, so I'll read it. It is said to make its home somewhere in the sea. It guides wrecked ships to shore. In Gen 9, Scarlet is the Crystal entry. Violet's is Fire, Red, and X's. We've got Dragonite in the Alola Pokedex and Dragonite in the Paldea Pokedex. This cool image here. So it's at night, which is kind of funny because, you know, Dragonite, but also it also reflects how its pre-evolution was also at night. You can also see a lot of the sea. That's a fun element. And of course the lighthouse, I believe, is a reference to its first appearance in the anime history at the lighthouse, so that's kind of fun. Game locations, side game locations, and events. Held items Pokemon caught in Gen 1 must be traded to a Gen 2 game in order for a held item to appear. In Red and Blue, you get a Bitter Berry 100% of the time. From Yellow, you get an Antidote 100% of the time. In Black, White, Black 2, White 2, Sun, Moon, Ultra Sun, and Ultra Moon, you get the Dragon Scale 5% of the time. In Sword and Shield, you get the Dragon Scale 5% of the time, but the expansion pass is required. Stats, base stats, HP 91, attack 134, defense 95, special attack 100, special defense 100, speed 80 for a total of 600. This Pokemon's special base stat in Gen 1 was 100. Pokéthon stats, type effectiveness, damage normally by normal, flying, poison, ghost, steel, electric, psychic, and dark. Weak to rock, ice, dragon, and fairy, all for double, except for ice, which is for 4. Immune to ground, resistant to fighting, bug, fire, water, and grass, all for half, except for grass, which is a 4th. Notes if gravity is in effect, this Pokemon is given an Iron Ball or a Ring target, or it is affected by Smackdown or Ingrain. The effectiveness of ground-type moves is 1, so it go from 0 to 1. Learn set by leveling up. We'll start with this Evo here, but then we'll go down to 55. Upon evolution, you get Hurricane, 62 Dragon Dance, 80 Hyper Beam. By TM, since this is a different typing than Dratini, we'll read them. 1. Takedown, 4. Agility, 6. Scary Face, 7. Protect, 11. Water Pulse, 12. Low Kick, 22. Chilling Water, 24. Fire Spin, 25. Facade, 27. Aerial Ace, 28. Bulldoze, 32. Swift, 34. Icy Wind, 36. Rock Tomb, 40. Air Cutter, 43. Fling, 44. Dragon Tail, 47. Endure, 49. Sunny Day, 50. Rain Dance, 51. Sandstorm, 52. Snowscape, 58. Brick Break, 65. Air Slash, 66. Body Slam, 67. Fire Punch, 68. Thunder Punch, 69 Ice Punch, 70 Sleep Talk, 75 Light Screen, 77 Waterfall, 78 Dragon Claw, 80 Metronome, 82 Thunder Wave, 84 Stomping Tantrum, 85 Rest, 86 Rock Slide, 89 Body Press, 97 Fly, 99 Iron Head, 100 Dragon Dance, 103 Substitute, 113 Tailwind, 115 Dragon Pulse, 118 Heat Wave, 122 Encore, 123 Surf, 124 Ice Spin, 125 Flamethrower, 126 Thunderbolt, 130 Helping Hand, 135 Ice Beam, 141 Fire Blast, 142 Hydro Pump, 143 Blizzard, 149 Earthquake, 150 Stone Edge, 152 Giga Impact, 156 Outrage, 158 Focus Blast, 160 Hurricane, 163 Hyper Beam, 166 Thunder, 169 Draco Meteor, 171 Terra Blast, 172 Roar, 174 Haze, 192 Focus Punch, 193 Weather Ball, 200 Scale Shot, 222 Breaking Swipe, and 226 Dragon Cheer. By breeding, we're skipping Nothing by Prior Evolution. Special moves from Wild Terra Pokemon. You get Aerial Ace, Earthquake, and Iron Head. Anime-only moves, Whirlwind, which is a normal type move, from Talking About Evolution and Great Bowls of Fire. Side game data, you got all this. Yep. Pokemon Ranger in the browser entry. Dragonite transports Rangers from town to town if they are deemed to be worthy. In Pokepark Wii Pikachu's Adventure, in the Pokepark pad entry, Dragonite guards the Flower Zone. He's a warm-hearted yet mighty Pokemon, and he's truly an expert at Salamence's Air Ace. You got all this. Yep. Pokemon Sleep. Dragonite is known as the Sea Incarnate. On very rare occasions, perhaps after it exhausts itself flying over the vast seas, it has been seen sleeping soundly with its belly on full display. So you got curled up sleep, seated sleep, tummy up sleep, and a top belly sleep. Costumes in Pokemon Go. You got a fashionable costume, which is sunglasses and a tie. That's kind of fun. Evolution data. Dratini, level 30. Dragonair, level 55. Dragonite. Sprites here. So you've got, okay, a little different, but we'll get there. You know, oh, this one looks so angry in Red and Blues. I don't like that one. The wings are a lot different. There's a lot, proportions are a lot different. The striped belly, which makes sense with the, you know, the idea that the original one, like, Dratini also had stripes, so that's a fun thing there. It doesn't look like it has, with the horn, it's kind of hard to see in this one. It's even harder to see on this one, and like it's cutting off on this one. I can't really, see the horn yet. That's interesting. The wings are different between all three of them. Eventually become this, but that's not quite what we have either yet. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 is-ish lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7-ish lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you got sort of the more chunky modern one. Different orange. Gen 2, it's kind of more of a brownish gold. And sort of a green and pink. That's interesting. We can add the blue now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I forgot to count these. Yeah, it's gotta be the same, right? Oh, why did I do that? Yeah. This is back to kind of more of an orange color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8. So the horn's a lot more prominent in these. Looks to be a separate piece. That's interesting. I didn't even talk about the feelers or whatever these things are. So they're a little different. They're white in these generations. Gen 3, so that's more of a green color now, much more like Charizard's. Sort of a gray, I guess. The claws, yeah. This belly is now the cream colored. This is a green, a different shade of green with a different shade of pink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 10, I think, 11 maybe. Emerald, that's moving, I'm not going to even try to do that one. But, yeah, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, it looks like. Okay. Gen 4 brings back the orange kind of colors. These are a little bit darker. It's a different shade of green. It's also moving, I'm not even going to try to do those. In Gen 5, it's a different model. It's a different shade of orange again. Probably a different shade of green as well. Got the back sprites now, the full back sprites. These are back to being kind of smaller wings, I guess. maybe it's just a more zoomed out image. I don't know. It's too bouncing too much. Okay. Then we've got the models here, so pretty good. A little bit more thin like the originals were. Obviously a lot lighter orange and green. Sort of a darker purple, that's interesting, although that might just be lighting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay. Yep. You got sun and moons, not much different. Well, the eyes, I think, are different. Yeah, these are much bigger eyes for some reason. Yeah, the head is a lot smaller. That's interesting. Let's go games. So we're back to sort of the chunkier one. Better models, of course. The feelers. They seem to be different colors in the models. Were they different? Oh, I guess they kind of were. A little bit. Seem to be the same color now. Well, now they're all, again, different. A little bit different color. So the darker orange is back. Yep. The anime. Got all these. Dragonite in the anime. Ash's Dragonite, I guess. The giant Dragonite shown in Mystery at the Lighthouse. Yep. Got all that. Pokedex entries in episode 111 in Ash's Pokedex. Dragonite, the dragon Pokemon. This extremely rare and highly intelligent type is able to fly faster than any known Pokemon. In Black and White, episode 89 in Dawn's Pokedex. Dragonite, the dragon Pokemon. Dragonite is said to live in the sea. With its small wings and large body, it can fly faster than the speed of sound. Pokemon Origins, Dragonite and Pokemon Origins. I guess Lance's Dragonite. Got all this. Pokemon Generations. Lance's Dragonite again. Yeah, Pokemon Generations. Dragonite in Pokemon Masters animated trailer. That's pretty cool. Dragonite in Pokemon Evolutions. In the manga. Dragonite in Pokemon Adventures. That has seen, I think that's Lance again. Okay, we got Dragonite in the Electric Tail of Pikachu. It appears to be missing its horn. Maybe it didn't have a horn in the first generation? That's interesting. Its claws are its arms are a lot longer. It's definitely a lot thinner, too, yeah. This, and the TCG. Other appearances, Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. Dragonite appears in the background of the Kalos Pokemon League stage of the Wii U version when the stage is in the Dragon Mark Chamber. Trophy information for North America. Dragonite are known for their helpfulness towards people at sea, searching for drowning sailors or leading lost ships back to shore. This is probably why so many are quick to praise Dragonite for their kindness. In battle, though, Dragonite uses its strong body combined with quick moves. Don't worry, win or lose, it'll be friendly when the battle is over. Aww. In the PAL region, a benevolent Pokemon said to search the ocean for drowning swimmers and guide damaged ships to shore. Because of this, many people venerate Dragonite as a guardian of the sea. In battle, on the other hand, it's a fearsome foe, soaring rapidly through the air to deliver incredible attacks. Let's be thankful it's usually friendly. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Dragonite appears as a spirit, also had an unused model for a Pokeball summon. You can see that here. The unused model for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. In Pokemon Unite, Dragonite is playable through obtaining a Unite license. It is a ranged all-arounder that starts as Dratini and evolves into Dragonair at level 5, which evolves into Dragonite at level 8. So you can see Dragonite in Pokemon Unite. Trivia? I read this first point in the Horsey video. In yellow, Dragonite's catch rate was changed from 45 to 9, even though Dragonite couldn't be found in the wild. In all later games, its catch rate was changed back to 45. Kingdra's Pokedex entry in Pokemon Sword mentions Dragonite, which was unavailable prior to the release of the second expansion of the game, the Crown Tundra. Dragonite is the only species owned by one of Ash's friends that Ash himself would later catch. Due to Dragonite's learn set not being in numerical order in Pokemon Sword and Shield, Dragonite cannot learn Outrage at level 41 and must be taught via the move reminder instead. Dragonite and Salamence have the highest base stat total of all flying-type Pokemon, excluding Mega Evolutions and Legendary Pokemon. Origin: Dragonite resembles Japanese dragons, European dragons, or fairy dragons. Its description as the Guardian of the Sea may also suggest it has elements similar to the Chinese dragon. Name origin: Dragonite may be a combination of dragon and knight, or Draconite, a mythical stone said to be found in the heads of dragons and are pyramidal in shape, similar to Dragonite's horn. Kairyu, maybe from Kairyu, sea dragon. It may also involve Kaiju, monster, Kai, cheerful, and Hakai, destruction. In other languages, related articles, references, external links to the pseudo-legendary Pokemon, and let's move on. Now let's watch Dragonite's first scene in the anime. Hello and welcome to the anime portion of the video. Today we're watching episode 13, Mystery at the Lighthouse. In this episode, Ash Ketchum here and his traveling companions, Brock and Misty, as well as his faithful Pokemon Pikachu, have met Bill here at this lighthouse. Bill is a Pokemon researcher who has been looking to find a Dragonite who is about to appear. There's the Dragonite, or the shadow of it anyway. Kind of its silhouette. I don't think it actually appears in full. Yeah. I'm gonna say that that's Dragonite's first scene in the anime. Let's move on. Now let's watch Dragonite's scenes in Detective Pikachu. Hello and welcome to the Detective Pikachu portion of the video, or as I like to call it, Detective Dragonite, as it's only the frames with Dragonite to the best of my ability. In the film, Tim Goodman, the main character, has come to Rhyme City, a city where humans and Pokemon coexist, as he has just found out his father, who lives in Rhyme City, has died in a car crash. Here, so the Dragonite appears in a poster. This is in Harry Goodman, Tim's father's apartment. It's a room that he had set up for his son after he moved to the city, after his wife died. But Tim had decided to stay with his grandmother instead. So now Tim is going to enter the scene here now as a grown-up. So there's Tim. So now, oh man, he's looking at a poster remembering the day he found out that his mom died. Yeah. So now here's something. Okay, so now we've cut to a little bit later. The thing he heard was Detective Pikachu, a talking Pikachu who has amnesia. He's rooting through the drawers and stuff of this room, trying to find out stuff about his past. Tim and Detective Pikachu just went on a little adventure, so Tim is getting cleaned up. I'll enter the room here.
There's a connection, isn't there?
No.
So what they're talking about is how all these posters and Pokemon cards and stuff, he believes that Tim liked Pokemon, but he's explaining that he did before his father came to Rhyme City and spent more time with Pokemon than him.
Before my father moved to this city and spent more time with Pokemon than his own son.
Mm-hmm.
She could be elite. I'm sorry.
So, yeah, he found this image of his mom, not knowing that she had died, and so he just explained that, she died. Yeah, and so, that's it. Let's move on. Now let's see why people love Dragonite. Now let's look at fan art. Hello and welcome to the fan art section of the video. Nobody sent in fan art, so instead we're looking at DeviantArt fan art. For those of you familiar with the series, you might be wondering why we're on this single image, and that's because it's the only image we'll be doing today. This is Dragonite by Splatter Parrot. So this fun looking image here of Dragonite. Looks like it's flying down. That's kind of fun. Yeah, this is a lot of orange, which makes sense. It is very orange. Yeah, it's just a very simple piece of art. It's very nice. Let's move on. Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. Join me tonight at 6 p.m. CMT Central Mountain Time as I try to evolve Dragonair into Dragonite. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Mewtwo. As always, this is my proper outfit. You'll see me tomorrow.